Oh my gosh. I'm so scared now. There's just 2 bars left. Maybe some of you cannot understand why I'm freaking out. Although there's still 2 bars. To me, it's only 2 bars. I haven't actually talked about this to you guys, but I've had quite an experience with petrol. So right now I'm super terrified. I'm sort of like in a semi-paranoid level. A few months back, I had the worst experience, worst day of my life probably, where I was left with no money, no petrol, and no phone battery. These 3 put together on a rainy day, absolute horrible traffic. Worst combination. Well, it's another day. I didn't get to finish my story. I now have this paranoia of not having enough petrol in my car. There was one day it was pouring and I was on my way home. It was really bad jam. I was gonna have dinner with my family at about 7:30. I left my office at about 6:30 because usually it takes an hour for me to get home. As I was driving out of the office compound, I realized my phone's battery was at 15%. I tried to charge it, but then I realized I left my iPhone cable back in the office. I actually had the thought of like asking if I should ask one of my colleagues to hand it down to me, but then that would mean another round around the building, and it was really jammed because it was a Friday after work. So I decided that I may not need my cable. At the beginning of the journey, I realized that I had only 2 bars of petrol left, and that is usually enough. I checked the meter and it showed that I had about 60 kilometers. And usually going home is about 20 to 30 kilometers. 60 is like more than enough lah, 60 plus. I was so wrong. Halfway I passed by a petrol station and I was like, should I drive in? The petrol station was 5 lanes down because it was a huge road, and decided that I can last, so I just decided not to pump, you know. Because of the rain, the jam was so bad, my bar kept going down and down and down, and I was freaking out at one point. So I decided that I was going to use Waze to help me locate the nearest petrol station available. And of course, Waze led me to like all the kampung roads, you know. Waze led me to this hutanish, like foresty area, uphill, downhill, and I just had a bad feeling that I wouldn't make it. So I called my mom and I said I wouldn't be able to make dinner because Waze now tells me I'm gonna arrive at 8:30, which is true. So I put down the phone and checked my battery. It was already at about 3%. There's no way I can find my way out of this place without Waze. So true enough, halfway through the whole Hutan trying to locate a petrol station, my phone died on me. Crisis number 1. After that, I just really tried to find my way out of the place. But even when I went out, I went to like the big roads. I just couldn't. I just didn't know where I was. I was gonna go out of petrol anytime soon, but I didn't know where I was. There was like a huge jam, so I went with my instincts. I need to write everything down because the story is really very long. The jam was so bad that I was down 40 kilometers. I was beginning to see very familiar buildings. I started to see KL Central. KL Central is very near my house, but at that point I knew I wouldn't last all the way home. So I decided to park my car in New Central, the mall next to KL Central. Go down and find petrol in the supermarket or whatever. Take the petrol and fill in my car, or maybe get some help in the mall. But as I was making my way towards New Central, the mall, I saw these 2 policemen who was parked right at the side of the road, right opposite where the departure or arrival of the KLIA Express was. I looked at my petrol bar and saw that it was really low, so I just took a shot and asked both policemen if I can actually park aside at the road instead of go parking up all the way in New Central, because that would mean I would need to take maybe at least 15 minutes more of jamming. I told them my situation and they actually allowed me to park at the side of the road where the emergency bay was. Right before I decided to park there, I just asked them if there was a petrol station nearby. They said that there was a Petron nearby and it was super close. All I had to do was just take the road down. They said it was about 2 kilometers away and then I would definitely make it. Asked if I could back up my car and go straight down the road, because if I didn't back up and go out from there, I had to jam my way all around the perimeters of the whole building again, and that wasn't what I wanted to do. So I just asked if I could back out, go to the next road and head down to where the petrol station was. At first they both said they can't do it because it is now peak hours and that there was nothing much they can do. I just had a feeling, my car was telling me that it can't take it anymore. I just begged the policeman. I just said, tolong, please just let me back up. Because it was just a really short road. I would say it's only like 30 meters back and I just had to go. They cleared the traffic for me and I was on my way down towards the ramp that leads towards the petrol station according to the policeman. The next kanjang part is this. As I was going down the ramp, I saw suddenly that the bar that indicated my petrol went from 16 kilometers to 0 kilometers. And that meant that my car ran out of petrol at that point of time when it was going down the ramp. So many questions. I was like, why is this happening to me? Okay, what should I do now? As I reached the leg of the slope down, my car started revving. It had like a and that just totally meant that my car was gone. I quickly looked at the corner of my eye to see if there was a parking space at the side and used the momentum that my car had when it was sliding down and used it to maneuver my car at the corner so that I can park it. I was so lucky. There was actually a space. I parked my car, turned off the engine and just sat down and breathed. When I come to any kind of hardships, I'm just like, there's always a way to go through this, you know? I saw petrol right at the end of the road, which was really far away, but I saw it. That is already a blessing on its own. There was nothing else I could do but to walk towards petrol and get petrol, right? Grabbed my bag, took my batteryless phone, checked my wallet just to see how much of cash do I have in hand. Lo and behold, I had no cash. No, zero. Oh, right. I had 1 ringgit. Luckily, I still had some cards with me, so I just grabbed everything and went down all the way. But the thing was, it was raining. It is now about 8:15 PM, maybe. At that point of time, my car just came back from the workshop because I had an accident. Yeah, so it just came in from the workshop and I took everything out from the car, which means there wasn't any umbrella in the car. I just had to walk without an umbrella. I walked towards the direction of Petron. Maybe because it was raining, I felt like I was walking forever. Had to consistently remind myself to keep calm. At one point, I decided I was not going to pity myself. I was going to make the best out of this situation. So I hailed a cab because I just didn't want to walk in the rain anymore, you know, and feel bad for myself. I could not afford to feel bad for myself. So I took the plunge, opened the car seat. Uncle, can you bring me to Petron? He said, can. I was like, oh, that's very nice. And I remembered I didn't tell him that I had no money. So I told him I had no money. He said, tak ada duit ah, tak boleh lah, tak boleh. So I was like, uncle, please lah, please. I really have no money. My phone's out of battery right now. I have no petrol. I can't do anything else. Please just help me, uncle. He decided to say okay, but only to where the junction is, where the traffic light is. So I said, yes, that would really help. But as he was about to start the car, suddenly there was this auntie who said she wanted to get in the cab. The uncle looked at me and said, Amoy, tak boleh lah, ada orang nak naik. You would think that I would say, ayo, okay, I'm so sorry, uncle, we'll go down. I didn't back down. I just said, uncle, ask the auntie to come on board. He also asked the passenger if she was okay. Good thing that this popo was very nice. She allowed me to be in the car. During the whole ride, I was just wondering, how do I actually put petrol in my car without a funnel? What kind of cardboard should I use? What kind of plastic should I use? Can I use a bottle? Can I use a tin bottle? What if it mixes with water? That kind of thing, you know? But uncle told me, oh, just use a very hard cardboard can already. So I said, okay. I went down, crossed the roads and went to Petron. And as I went in, my head was like, okay, get the petrol, find a funnel, and off you go, Natalie. Yes! Apparently not. I walked in the store, so happy that I'm finally here getting help. I opened the door and said, hi, can I just please get petrol because my car is parked right there, blah blah blah. I just need to get some petrol in the tin can and I'm off. He just looked at me and he said, tak ada lah, ada diesel saja. I said, cannot be, this is a petrol station, why can't you give me the petrol outside? Then he said they ran out of tin cans to fill in the petrol. I didn't take that for an answer. I just said, it's impossible. My life cannot be so bad and so malang and unfortunate, you know? I just said, no, can you please check? Because I really need this tin. So he said, memang tak ada lah, mau you tengok. And I looked, there really wasn't any tin can. I actually forgot what happened, but he found a tin can at last that was this big. As I was about to pay, I just told him, sorry abang, saya tak ada cash. He heard that I had no cash on me and he said I couldn't buy it because card transactions are only available from 30 ringgit onwards. The tin can and petrol itself didn't even sum up to 30 ringgit because one whole freaking tin can only put 7 ringgit worth of petrol. They can only last me like 1 km apparently in that jam. So I had no other ways, I had no money, there was no ATM around. All I did was beg again. The whole night was just full of begging. I was just begging this guy. I said, please, please just help me. I have no other ways. I can give you cash, but there's no ATM here. He didn't want to serve me at all. Everybody else was going in and out of the store. He just didn't want to serve me. I stayed patient. I just stood beside the counter, let him finish attending to all his customers. At one point when I realized that he wasn't going to talk to me or serve me, I just butt in. I just said, can you please help me now? Long story short, after a lot of begging and a lot of talking, he finally let me use my card for like a purchase of what I believe was 14 ringgit. So you see, actually card transactions can work, they just don't want to do it for you. As I was waiting for them to fill the petrol in the tank, I was looking around to see if there's any materials or cardboard or like cup that I can use to funnel the petrol when I'm back at my car. I found a paper cup that came with the coffee dispensers. So I was like, yes, this is another blessing. I finally found something. I can just poke a hole in the cup and just put it like that, you know. I mean, that was my genius idea. So I presented it to the cashier and said, Abang, ini boleh kan? To which he said, cannot. And he just said, don't worry, the petrol helper seems to be doing something for you. I just changed my video thing to an iPhone because my camera died. Oh my god, this is like a video full of unfortunate things. The petrol guy, he helped me cut the bottle. He was explaining to me how I could funnel the petrol down my car. I was just very worried that I couldn't do it on my own because where I parked my car, it was quite dark and it was raining and I was afraid that I couldn't see very well. So I kept practicing. I was like, Abang, macam ini kan. Just responded and said, yeah, this is how you do it. But at one point, I think he realized that I really didn't know how to do it. He went off, went to a tree nearby, picked a stick and came back to me and said, guna ni. I'm like, huh? How to use this stick? Is this a new step? Blah, 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 you know, because my head was just... He took a stick and he said, no, use this stick to funnel your petrol nicely. Just put this stick in between the hole of the funnel and then it will stream the oil down to your hole more naturally and smooth. So I said, okay, I think I'm ready. Okay, I'll just give me this. I took my bag and then I was carrying a lot of things. I don't know why I was carrying so many things. Suddenly, this guy just looked at me and he said, where's your car? He said, yeah, it's there, it's very far lah, but thank you so much. I can do this. And he's like, if your car is nearby, just sana saja. Like, yeah, it's about there. I had no idea what he was gonna offer. Basically, he offered to actually walk me to my car, take the petrol thing for me, and help me fill in my car with the petrol that was in the tank. I didn't know what to think. As much as I didn't want him to walk in the rain with me back to my car and it was very far, but I could not refuse the offer. I really know I didn't know how to do it. He said, are you sure? What about the cars around here? He said, if cepat boleh lah. So I said, yes, it'll be very cepat. He walked me all the way to my car and he was such a gentleman. He made sure I walked inside the road, took the petrol, the can of petrol for me. He walked all the way to my car. But midway walking, he was already asking me, he was like, where's your car? Then I said, it's down the road. Then he said, oh, I thought it was only here. Basically, he thought it was like 20% of the whole journey. I apologized to him. I said, my car was all the way here. So what can we do? Is he okay to continue? And he said yes. Throughout the whole journey walking back, I just kept saying thank you. I said thank you so much. What's your name? He said his name was Yasman or Yasmin. I said thank you so much, Yasman. You really helped me. You are so blessed. I'm so blessed to get your blessing. Blah blah blah. You know, I just went on and on about blessing and thank you. I just didn't know what else to say because I was so thankful. So we arrived at my car. He just told me to get in my car because it was raining. And I said, no, I want to learn how to do it. And he said, no, just get in your car because it was raining quite hard already. So I said, yeah, I'm going. And he was doing it. I sort of got an idea of how he was doing it. So he said, no, just get in your car now and get ready to start because it was just $7 worth of petrol. It was very fast, you know. He finished filling up. So I started my car. And it still said 0 km. He looked through the window and said, is it okay? I said, it's not working, Yasman. So how? Then he said, no, don't worry, wait. Turn off the car first. So I turned off the car and waited. It's like, okay, it's coming to me. I now have petrol, I have help. So we waited for about just 10 seconds. And then I started my car again and whoop, it went half a bar up. I was very happy. So I told Yasman I'll drop him back to where the petrol station was. So he jumped in my car and my front seat had a lot of things. I don't know what I had. So I just told him, don't worry, just sit at the back of my car. And he just felt so sorry that he was sitting at the back of the car. I just tell him it's okay. It was really, really jammed. The whole journey back to the petrol station was about a 10-minute drive, although it was very near. Thanking him during the whole journey in the car, and he was a bit fed up, I could see, because I was telling him that, oh my god, thank you so much, you are blessed. Basically the same thing lah. I just kept thanking him. I think he got so fed up. As I was driving up to the petrol station, we were very near, he just opened the door and left. But what he was trying to do was, he went down the car and he tried to clear the path for me so that I could be the first one to get my car pumped with petrol. He was just so nice. I couldn't ask for anything else really. Yeah, this Yansman guy really just saved my day. It made my day so much better. He was really a blessing. I had so many blessings on the same day. I had so many unfortunate things. I pumped my petrol and said goodbye to him because of things like these that make you appreciate help more. These people don't owe you anything, and if they're really out there to help you, just to help you without expecting anything in return, I really, I don't know, I just feel so blessed in the heart, really. I mean, yeah, I have no words. I went home. The next thing I had to worry was telling my parents about what happened. My mom's always on my back asking me to pump petrol every single day. Every time it's a 2 bus, 3 bus, she asks me to pump petrol, and I'll be like, Mom, it's okay, you know, I know, I've got this. I was a bit like, I think I was also partially ashamed to share this with them on the spot. A lot of trauma and drama in one night for me, myself to handle. So when I went back, I saw them, I didn't tell them anything at all. I'm sure they would have been supportive and just listened to me, but I didn't feel I was ready to tell them. I waited, I think, about 1 week. Then I told them what happened. Both my parents answered me the same way actually. They both just asked me one question: what did you learn from this experience? I guess I learned that I should pump my petrol every time there's just 2 bars left. Whew. And yeah, that's my story, guys. That was a really long story to tell. That is the most unfortunate day in my life, and also the luckiest day in my life. You will never find yourself to be lucky if you haven't actually been in a position to be unfortunate. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Let me know if you guys have had any other similar experiences with your cars. Pump your petrol, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!